UFC 4. Requis, champion 12-0, GOAT status nearly achieved. Next victim, Junior Dos Santos. He's well past his prime.
Yo, so we're back here over on UFC 4. So there's a UFC tonight, so what better thing to play than some more UFC? And also this card that's actually coming up tonight, the Oliveira Gaethje card. It got even more interesting because yesterday, Charles Oliveira, I mentioned it in yesterday's video, but Charles Oliveira actually ended up missing weight.
Good work with you.
Oh my goodness, okay. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Let's go.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do follow-up strikes. Holy shit. Not in sparring, I didn't know that. So no matter what the outcome is at the end of the night, Charles Oliveira cannot be the champion. He can't be crowned it. Apparently, he is holding the belt right now until the bell sounds. So as soon as that main event starts, he is technically stripped at that moment of the lightweight title. And he's basically fighting for a #1 contender spot at that point. And Gaethje is actually fighting for the belt. So I mean, this is the best chance possible that Justin Gaethje could get. There is literally, the stars could not align anymore for him. And if Oliveira overcomes all of this, and I would be a little bit more annoyed with Oliveira if he ended up missing like a ton of weight or whatever. All that seems unfair, but there were talks about like the scale being kind of inaccurate or whatever, and ultimately half a pound is actually just half a pound and doesn't truly affect the outcome of the fight. The thing is, Oliveira had to spend that extra time still trying to cut weight while Justin Gaethje was already back up to 165 pounds. Basically what happens is these guys walk around at a much higher weight than whatever their fighting weight is, go with their diet and the weight cut in the typical way, they sweat in the saunas and all that shit. They do all sorts of crazy shit. And also a lot of people are bringing up Khabib and his cutting. People are talking about how he would have weighed half a pound over if he hadn't have done all this other shit. I don't know. People are just talking shit, but Charles Oliveira manages to basically miss weight by only half a pound, spend that extra time trying to cut that extra half pound, and he's drained all the way down. I remember that they also mentioned that he was actually, he looked a little bit stronger for this fight. He looked a little bit bigger, like he gained more muscle. So I don't know if that had anything to do with the weight cut or whatever, but if he had an extra hour in order to lose half a pound and he couldn't get that half pound off, he must have been at his limit. He didn't look like he was completely soul sucked at that point. He obviously looked upset and shit, but the scariest thing is if he overcomes this whole thing, if he still manages to beat Gaethje with all of that shit and then even win the belt again, like, I mean, what are you gonna say? This actually made it even more interesting somehow. Like, some people were saying, oh, this sucks the hype out of the fight and stuff like that, but honestly, like, again, if Charles Oliveira actually overcomes this shit, wins anyway, and then gets the belt back with another fucking fight. Here's another thing also. The most title defenses that have been done at lightweight, most defenses ever has been 3. Does this affect his like streak, or is it not a streak, it just has to do with total defenses? I mean, I don't see why it would matter, you know? Some people are just like, you know, oh, rules are rules and all this other shit, but when there's a situation where there could potentially be something wrong with the scale or something like that, like, this isn't a thing where this happens often. I'm pretty sure this is the first time ever that a champion has actually been stripped of the belt right before a fight just for missing weight, especially on half a pound. It could have been a thing where they didn't fight for the belt and he didn't get stripped at all, or maybe they could have made like an interim thing. It just feels like with the kind of thing that he was going on, just missing weight by half a pound doesn't feel like it should be a thing where immediately, no questions asked, he just gets stripped. I don't know, that just seems extreme to me. I don't think he deserves it, and yeah, sure, he has missed weight over time, but that's his first time ever missing weight at 155, and it's by half a pound with the weird scale situation. Like, if it truly is a thing where people were thinking that, you know, in the back, the athletic commission basically said that only ever pay attention to the official scale on stage, the ones that we test and the ones that we measure and calibrate to make sure are correct. The ones in the back are not calibrated, so if you go back there and look at it and it says you're on weight and then come out here and you're not on weight, that's not our fault. They basically wiped their hands clean with it and was like, oh well, that's fucked up. I don't know. It is what it is. Honestly, a part of me kind of wants him to just do it. If Charles just goes in there, dominates in some way, shape, or form, or at least just has like a banger fight, comes out on top, and then he just gets the belt back anyway and just continuously defends it. I mean, come on now. That just adds to the legacy. People are saying it's tarnished and shit. Okay, we'll see. I know it sounds like I'm cutting Gaethje out or whatever, but I'm just saying it would be a really cool story. I haven't really rethought any of my picks. I'm pretty confident in it. Still going with Oliveira, Tony Ferguson, and Rose Namajunas. All 3 of them have the possibility to go either way, so this is pretty hard to pick. All right, JDS, I know you're a heavyweight legend and all, man, but it's far, far past your time. We are not dealing with mere mortals anymore.
We are discussing demigods, ascended beings.
Now, I know JDS is a nice guy, so let's see if he touches gloves. I haven't talked shit or anything as Requis on here. I haven't done anything to talk shit on social media. All I did was promote. Touch gloves.
Really? Bro! Oh! Wow! God! Oh! Step up! Here it comes! Oh!
Oh, what the fuck? Trying to rotate away from my power hand.
Oh, man! Kick mix-up! Oh, that was a simple straight! They're just falling! They don't even need to land large blows! Requis is very young into his title reign! This is gonna be a problem! Not a soul can do. Look at that! And as he was falling, look at the uppercut! The air damaged him! Look at his head move! It didn't even connect! The shockwave! Whoa, and you get KO'd by Requis, you hear the sound recording of a black hole!
No, seriously, you should probably look up that audio on black holes. Sounds crazy. Sometimes I'll find myself down a rabbit hole where I'm watching like 2-hour-long documentaries on shit in space, and then other 2-hour-long documentaries of shit underwater. A whole bunch of people just fucking around on Twitter and having fun today as well. The amount of photoshops I saw with like the scale knocking out people like Habib and Charles Oliveira losing to the scales and shit, it's just so bad, man. Got another Ruby in here. All right, we'll sign a contract for pay-per-view buys. It's easy peasy. Of course people would want to watch a galactic being. All right, who's next? Anybody interesting? Anthony Rumble Johnson, but he's in Bellator. It's surprising that he's still even here. I mean, Rumble is cool to watch, but he does have like a wrestling issue. I mean, although that doesn't really matter to Requis. This would be a banger fight. At the same time, I don't know who else I'm looking for. I mean, realistically, we have to clear out the division. This is number 2. I don't remember what number JDS was. Let's shuffle through. Why not? Let's do another defense. So Volkov is the #1 contender. I mean, okay, I mean, rightfully so. Eventually it's gonna get to the point to where we just stop doing any kind of training camp whatsoever. The power will get so out of control that there's actually no point in even sparring or even getting fit anymore. Requis doesn't train to stay fit. He just feels bad for the gym. Oh man, he's gonna get dropped again. I can tell. Oh, the body shot. Oh, the right hand. You don't want to get hit with that.
Let's go for a ride, buddy! One more before you go!
Oh. Let's be honest, in actuality, that bell wouldn't have stopped anything. I would have slammed him through the fucking concrete. Not through the cage. I would have slammed him through the foundation of the gym. Photo shoot, post social media, obviously easy, very high. I'm about to give Requis a 5-star kicking power. Don't give him any fancy kicks or anything like that. Just the roundhouses most. No lead kicks or anything. All roundhouse strikes. Just crushing body kicks. You know what I watched recently that was one of the coolest transformations I've ever seen? The Broly transformations. Look that shit up. I mean, okay, obviously the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie was way better than the original Broly, but look up the original Broly transformation, like into a legendary Super Saiyan in the first. Oh, it's so good. Like, this motherfucker, like, okay, see, Goku and Vegeta and other Saiyans, and they'll power up. It sounds like it's painful. They're screaming for 3 hours and shit. But Broly, quite literally, he's so strong and he's so powerful that his skin actually just explodes off of his body. He actually sheds his skin to become a bigger version of himself. That is horrifying. Imagine they actually added like super heavyweight or cruiserweight to the UFC or some shit. A higher weight class for anybody above 265. Do you still think Francis Ngannou would probably still be the guy at that weight anyway? Because I imagine somebody that's like 300 pounds is probably still not keeping up with somebody that would like chill at a cool 270. I don't know. Because Brock Lesnar was probably over 300 pounds. Super interesting to think about though. It could be a thing where it's just very sparse in terms of talent though, to try to find fighters in that weight class. Kind of like 145 women's division. There's just less fighters that compete at the class. Oh! It's okay, Nami. He just died. It's fine. Oh my god. I thought I would eventually start feeling bad for Clay, but just think back to all those times where he inexplicably rocked the shit out of us for no reason whatsoever, causing like meniscus tears. The game is a clear lie, by the way, because it doesn't affect Requis at all.
He can tear his ACL and still do ballerina spin, the world's most dangerous pirouette.
Dude, this orange vibe flavor is delicious. Holy shit. It actually does taste just like an orange popsicle thing. All right, Volkov, I mean, you might be tall, but that's actually it. And you're lucky that the UFC game itself, this is the best depiction we have of Requis.
He's much larger in actuality. 6'6" is a joke.
Oh! Oh, you want to do overhands? I mean, do you want to keep circling into the power, man? Oh, what a great sprawl.
I bet you didn't imagine this position, huh? Boom! Oh, check hook. Oh, and there's a reversal. You wanted the grapple. Oh, boom, boom, boom.
Get up.
Oh.
Switch stance. Oh. I dare you to go for a takedown. I'm going to start throwing the uppercut.
Oh, the uppercut. He's hurt. Boom, he's... Boom. Where you at?
Oh, you're lucky you got saved by the bell.
Everyone's lucky Requis didn't just go past the bell. Who's actually gonna stop him? Security? I dare them!
He still touches gloves. I can't believe he's coherent enough to even understand. Do you even understand the magnitude of the situation you're in?
Uppercut! Overhead! He slayed! Oh my god, his leg! His body had a full extension! He just... Look at this! Boom! You see the brain matter fly out of his ear! You heard about death rocks to clean your ears out? Let's get punched by Requis instead! It's a medical miracle!
Oh, I can't wait for this card tonight. I'm so fucking ready. This card... It's definitely one of the best cards of the year. Like, there have been good cards so far. Did not even mention the undercard. It's got some good fights on there. But the one thing that you want to look out for on the undercard, Randy Brown versus Chaos Williams. That shit, banger. I'm a fan of both of them. I think I like Chaos in this fight, but I haven't seen that shit that often on this game where they literally lift their leg up and freeze there. In real life, you see the shit where they stiff their arms out and they like just get stuck. There's like, I don't remember the name of the position, but it's like a natural reaction for when somebody gets KO'd sometimes where they put their arms and legs out in front of him. Stiff as a board. Masvidal's got like one of the best celebrations in terms of that shit where he just jumps with just planks onto his side. Shit is so good. Alistair Overeem, number 8. Nah, you gotta get a couple more under your belt, buddy. Don't deserve it. We just destroyed number 1. Number 5, Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I mean, we haven't beaten Rozenstruik or ran into him at all yet, but number 5 is kind of... yeah. See if we can get like number 2 or something. Okay, we get Anthony Johnson. All right, fine. You wanted it last time. You'll get it.